I was in a really weird place. Whenever I got dropped in, I got scared. It was just, I don't know, it really opened my eyes. It was like, shit. Like, I put all my everything into this, and like, even though like I would have rather them do it then than do it later on, like that kind of just like, it kind of made me put my walls up a little bit, and I don't really know if I want to make music with other people right now. I'm kind of comfortable where I am, so I guess we'll know that later on. I'm not sure yet, so I guess that really helps.
How has this tour been for you since you've been on it, and since tomorrow is the last date of it?
I'm sorry, said.
How has this tour been for you, and since the last date is tomorrow?
It's been great, actually. It's been awesome. It's been, there's been times where I've had, there's been nights where my head was completely just in another place with my brother and stuff, which kind of made it made this tour unique to any other one I'm going to do in the future because of where I'm at right now, and where emotionally it definitely turned it into. Every night was just like, that was my therapy, and like it helped me get through it. So this tour has definitely been awesome. There's been nights where I've gotten my set cut short and stuff, which definitely is like shitty, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Beggars can't be choosers. I got thrown on the tour last minute, originally as a merch dude, and then Brian was like, no fucking way, we're gonna do that. And then he realized that like I was drawing some kids each show, and so it was helping out. So he was like, all right, well, we'll do that. But now I actually play a full set because one of the bands got off the tour. But I'd probably say this tour's been, 9 out of 10. So it's been awesome.
Do you have a favorite city that you've played in?
Yes, Portland. Oh wait. Played in. I love playing Milwaukee, the Rave. It's just this creepy, huge building that's had the hotel across the street is where Jeffrey Dahmer like slayed all of his victims, and it's like insane. There's just so much history there, and playing there was just a weird vibe. And there's like tons of concerts going on at the same time. Like it's kind of like Masquerade, but like a lot more. So I really enjoyed playing there, even though the crowd was kind of dead because Somerset was playing next door, which understandable, they're a good band.
What do you like to do during your free time when you're not writing, recording, and on tour?
I'm not writing, on tour. Tech deck. I love fingerboarding. I'm a fucking weirdo, but I love skateboarding. So I do that. It's like a side hobby. I'm such a fucking geek. But other than that, sometimes I think I can draw. I'll draw things. I love taking photos. I've always done that. That was actually like my primary career, and then I screwed up pretty bad and lost like a really good job I had when I was 17. So that kind of like made me switch direction with that. So photography and I like tennis.
Do you have any pet peeves?
Like physically, like physical pet peeves, or like pet peeves as just like, in general?
In general.
I hate when. It's a strong word. I strongly dislike when I'm showing someone something or someone else is showing someone something, and there's always that dude that just comes up and like steals their moment where they're just trying to show someone something. Whether it be a song or like if someone says check this out, like someone doesn't pay attention, it kind of makes me, it irritates me, Yeah. That and if someone puts their finger in my face, it's very hard for me to not be angry. For some reason that really bothers the shit out of me. Or loud voice, like when someone yells. That's a huge pet peeve. I can just go on for days. I just hate everything.
Who are your musical influences?
Bob Dylan, McCartney, anything from then. I love the Doors. Like I use a lot of like on the Thunder EP that I did that has like White Mercedes and like Beat My Heart I Lack. That song has those songs were. I just like a lot of every instrument. I love organ. I love Fender Rhodes. I love like all those classic instruments because it kind of started everything, So I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite fast food place while you're on the road?
Probably Whole Foods. It's not fast food, but Whole Foods is like they had a lot of those on towards the second half of the tour. There's a lot of Whole Foods, and I love their sushi. And they always have like really good like microbrewery like beers and stuff like that. So, fast food though, Del Taco.
Where is a place you'd like to tour, and why that exact place?
I would love to tour. I mean, I love New Mexico. That place was sick. Every band always skips skips New Mexico for some reason, or they'll have it on their tour and then they'll just not go. I don't really understand why, especially when I got there. There's so many kids there, and they just needed loving. You know what I mean? Like they're so deprived of music because fucking no bands go out there for some reason. I don't know why. I love New Mexico. I'd do that all over again. I would love to play Europe. I know I have some fans over there. I don't know how many I have, but just to play there would be sick because the surroundings are really awesome. And it's probably, I just heard a lot of good things about playing over there, and just like the standards for everything is a lot higher for venues, and there's always like awesome green room. We just toured with a band. I was on this tour. They're from Sweden, but they said that everything over there is just way different than out here.
Do you have a favorite TV show or movie?
I love the movie Hard Candy. It's got Ellen Page in it. It's like a super twisted, like it's like very dark humor, mentally confusing kind of movie. It's really cool. So Hard Candy. TV show, not so much. Bones. I like Bones. I watch reruns of that all fucking day.
What is one thing you would change about the music scene if you could?
I would change. Oh man. I don't know. There's a lot of things that people, if they did a little differently, like everything would be a little better. I don't know. You're probably going to edit the show here. So I'm just like instantly answering the question.
It's okay.
I don't know, man. There's maybe, okay, let's say this. We'll start with this. With venues, I hate when kids get gypped, like when kids like, so say this, I've watched a friend of mine leave the show just for a second because they didn't answer her phone, and then let them back in. I think that really puts a dent in. Eventually, over a long period of time, like that probably stops kids from going back to that venue, which stops them from seeing those bands and things like that. I feel like local bands should be treated the same way that a touring package is, because at one point in time that touring package wasn't like that. So maybe that, more respect in that aspect.
If you won the lottery, what would you do with your money?
I'd let this lovely lady retire, and my dad, and I would buy a sick touring bus so I could like have a good team around me and bring all my friends, help my friends out because I have a ton of friends who are just not on the map that are really good at music, and I believe that if at a certain age, if people can get their foot in the door earlier on, like they'll learn all the lessons they need to learn early on, and learn over a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? Like opposed to where a lot of times someone just gets boosted up there. Like a book doesn't start on chapter 12. You know what I mean? It starts on chapter 1. But sometimes like people take forever to read. So like it's probably a good idea to help them out early on, get them up there. That's what I would do. I'd buy the ability to. I would love to have the ability to help my friends.
Is there any upcoming movies you'd like to share?
This next record's gonna be nuts. I really can't wait. I think it's gonna grasp the collar of some of the fans that like walked away once they started doing solo stuff. Because I don't blame them. Like if someone likes rock and roll and like they're raised on rock and roll and like they're like just this, that's all they want. Then it's gonna kind of bring them back into it. I'm excited for a few of these songs that I already have done to be out there because they're just, I have more prepared this time. Like there's gonna be sick lyric videos and some music videos, which is stuff I didn't do before. So I have a lot of that coming out. And say the question again. Was there a message to it? Was a message?
Just any upcoming news.
Any upcoming news? I don't know. So yeah, that's probably about it. Yeah.
Is there any last thing you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'd like to say that everything gets better no matter what. I promise you. I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to get better right now, but I know that if you're strong and you treat yourself and you act yourself, a lot of times if you just be who you are, you'll end up with the people. It might be just a handful of people around you, but they're not going to leave you. Opposed to where if you act like something else to fit in, when people leave your back or stab you in the back, it's a lot of times it's because they didn't know you for who you really were. So I just want people to stay strong. I want them to know it gets better. Even when the hardest shit happens to you, it's so important that you know you can always start over. Especially with like self-harm or anything. There's all kinds of, everybody has a war against themselves at some point in time, and most people don't want to talk about it or do anything about it. Sometimes you gotta just trust yourself and know shit gets better. So probably that.
Thank you for taking the time out for letting me interview you.
Hell yeah, man, you're the man. Plus, I thought you were cool shit. You always post cool shit on Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
You'll post like a picture of like your dashboard and you'll be like on the way to fucking go see this band, super stoked. Or you'll be like, you'll buy, except from the gas station, you'll be like, I really shouldn't have bought this soda, man. It sucks, don't buy it. Or you just post really cool shit. Man, you're cool. And you can thank this lady right here, she's awesome. Be modest.